What's up, everybody? It's your girl Lane with at Talking Tunes podcast. Listen, you're watching. You might as well click the subscribe button, like, comment, share, all the things, because we have some amazing things coming up. And speaking of amazing, I got to introduce you to my co-host. Okay, King, what's up? King, where you at?
What's happening? What's happening?
Oh, you're just like chill. You're super chill today. What's up, bro?
Ain't no sense in being. I'm real good. I'm feeling real. I got my pawpaw sweater on today. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling real grown, real relaxed, real chill. You know what I'm saying? I have to go to a what is it called? A gala.
Oh, today?
Thursday, I have to go to a gala. So I've been working on wardrobe today. You know what I'm saying?
Can we know a little bit more about the gala, or is that off, the camera's conversation?
Hell, I don't know much about the gala. I was just invited.
Wait, hold on. You got invited to a gala and you agreed to go and you don't know what it's about?
Yeah, it's right around the corner. I don't go nowhere. So, it's like, I might as well go. But listen, though, like she said, y'all, since y'all already here watching, mash the subscribe button, mash the like button. And we would love for you to comment some topics that y'all want to see us talk about or hear us talk about. And with that being said, I'm here. Lane is here, but we got to introduce the homie, Jontez. What's up with you, big dog?
What up, man?
Yes.
Hey, guys.
How you been, man? You good?
I'm great, bro. I'm great.
How your day been?
Oh, the day.
How your mama doing?
Right. Ooh, that was a nice, long, juicy sound.
That was. He was like, oh.
I'm like, do we need to go away for a minute and come back?
Hey, man, listen. Days be daying. You hear me?
Right,
like people had to be days. I understand that, man.
Man.
But you good though, big dog?
Yeah, man. I'm great, bro.
Good.
Great. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today, bro.
We do have a lot of fun stuff to talk about. I'm excited about the guests we got coming on today. It's going to be really, really fun. Y'all might get to witness me nerd out today. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
So it's going to be
You're always nerding out. You're always nerding out.
Girl.
Boy,
say, man. Don't do that, man. Say, man.
Say, man.
Hey, y'all. But like she said, I'm going to say this again. Y'all subscribe. Hit the like button. Matter of fact, hit the notification bell as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To notify. So when we come out with something new, everybody notified. I'm King. That's Lane. That's Jontez. Max is over there. He in the building. And like we always say about this time, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Yo, that music is just fire, okay? And I'm not being biased.
I appreciate
that
it.
music is fire.
Thank you kindly.
Man, the energy. It's like if you're tired, you hear that music, you're like, you know what? I can at least go another 10 more minutes. Okay.
Right.
So thank you.
I'm gonna need him to start turning the thing up, and so we can just
so we can really just get with it.
Yeah.
Y'all know that music is fire. Produced by none other than King Logan. Yes, my co-host of At Talking Tunes podcast. Listen, what?
Wait, I want to say this before you move on. My favorite part of listening to that is when that bottom hits.
Oh
man, that just like
y'all gotta turn it up.
I think that is your signature, man.
I mean, you know what? Here's what's crazy about that. I in a former life, I used to be a drummer.
Yep.
And
a former life.
In a former life, I used to be a drummer, and I used to attack the drums.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what's crazy.
He's not lying.
I'm not lying. I used to literally attack. I was. Remember the from Animal. Remember Animal? You from the Muffin Babies used to play. That was me. And so I kind of just took that over into the production world. Like drums got to knock hard. I believe in the drums having a knock, but not no distorted knock or anything of that sort. Sometimes distortion is good. Don't get it wrong. I'm not mad at distortion. And sitting up under Timberland's tutelage. It taught me how to make drums just bang, you know what I mean? To where they don't hurt, and it's just real. It's a cool tone. So man, I appreciate that. I'm glad people noticing that thing. Like it's funny because even if I'm doing a ballad, or even if I'm doing a ballad, the drums are still gonna bang. Like if you go back and listen to Icebox, those drums were so rude and just out of
disrespectful.
John, remember we were doing the Ashley Simpson session?
Yeah.
Drums was just rude and out of control. And it's like, because foundation is, you got to have that. I don't know, one of my favorite words is grit.
Yeah.
If that foundation ain't there, it's nothing, man.
Yeah.
So, that's why I go after that whole situation. But that's a whole nother conversation, man.
Oh my gosh. I feel like we're going to probably pick back up on some of that, because it's funny when you get a bunch of musicians, producers, artists, in a conversation, and you get to hear like what drives your passion, your influences, and drums has always been a thing for you. Like that's just my perspective. Oh, yeah. And I have
it's a
witnessed
foundation.
in real time you attack the drums.
Because it's a foundational
y'all might
sound.
Want to check those heads. Y'all might want to replace those drum heads. He just finished.
No cap. I was playing drums one time, and we were opening at Six Flags of Texas. We were opening for Fred Hammond and John P. Key. They had us to park on the other side of the park. And I'm like, bro, I am not carrying all this stuff. I'm not doing it. So one guy, he owed me a favor. This is terrible. This is so terrible, but I'm going to tell it.
Oh, God.
He owed me a favor. And I was like, bro, leave your snare and your hi-hats up there. I'm going to use your snare hi-hats.
Oh, no.
He was like, huh? I was like, leave your snare and hi-hats. He was like, man. I was so terrible with attacking drums. He was like, man, I'm going to have to buy some new heads. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. You owe me this one. And then I'm going to tell you how petty people is.
Oh.
On the hi-hat, there's a thing called a hi-hat clutch.
Yes,
where you tighten.
I know. He took his
clutch.
I've seen it.
Wow. Listen, he took his
Let me
clutch.
Get that.
But say, me, I ain't care. I went up there and rocked out anyway. And then once it was over, I wasn't saved. I was just playing drums.
Did you have your dreads then?
Was this dreadlock era?
Because if it was dreadlock era, I know what it looked like.
Pre-dreads.
Okay.
Once I finished playing, he was standing right there. Yeah. And I said, say, man, you... Like I was... And it's funny because Fred Hammond was coming right after us. So I took all that time just to cuss that dude out. And Fred's stage manager and people was like, we need to get to the drums. Because I think, what's his guy named Marvin McQuitty. He was playing. Yeah. So they had to set up and all that. And I didn't care about none of that. I was cussing this dude out because, boy, you trying to play with me. And I still killed it. Killed the set. So anyway, so yeah, may not have been an era, may not be in a place for me to be, but whatever. Yeah. It was it was fun. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was a story. I got stories for days.
You do have stories for days.
That's what's fabulous about this conversation podcast is because we have stories for days. Mm-hmm. And things will just come out, right? We'll be talking and like, man, I forgot about that. But anyways, what's going on with you, Jontez? Like, what's on your mind? What
man.
You been?
Well, since you're talking about some of the stuff that happened in your past, I got this question for you guys. It came to me. God. It came to me this week, and not that it came to my head, but it was asked of me. So I was like, oh, I gotta ask Lane and King this when I see them. So I'm gonna ask you guys this: would you rather live for a week in the past or a week in the future?
Wait a minute.
So a week in the past or a week in the future. That means
first.
Somebody asked you this.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
And so I wanted to share this with you.
You, King, you go first because y'all always make me go first.
If I'm honest with you,
yeah,
go for it.
Wait a minute. That week in the past, it can be anywhere in the past.
Anywhere in
past
the
life.
Past. In your past.
It would be a week in the past for a number of reasons. It'll be the week before my mom died, so I could just tell her how I felt. You know what I'm saying? And try to push her to keep living. Yeah. Or it could be, I don't want to talk about that other thing. But yeah, week in the past, because knowing what I know now, like if I can go back with the knowledge and the wisdom that I have now and the mindset I have now, absolutely a week in the past. And in the future, because you don't know what the future holds. So why would I want to go in the future?
Yeah.
Some people take it, oh man, we go in the future because this happened in the future. Then we can go back and fix. Nah, let me go back. I'd rather go back and fix it. That way I can not control my future, but I kind of can. My future can be more peaceful. My future can be more beneficial for everybody that around me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And really, because man, one of the main things is a week in the past with my mother. That's my biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I miss my mother. Yeah. There was stuff I wish I could have said to my mother. Because my mother, she passed during COVID, and a lot of people died in hospitals by themselves.
Yeah.
And I promise you, the fact that my mother died by herself, oh my God, that's sickening to me. You know what I mean? So to answer your question, a week in the past. No, let's not get heavy. I don't want to be all emotional just yet.
Oh,
you know what I'm
no. I mean,
but a week in the past. A week in the past. Yes. A week in the past.
I'm gonna be like those kids in school where they be waiting on the smart person in the class to answer, and they be like, "Yeah,
AKA me." That's what I would do.
I like that answer. That's gonna give me some points. But real talk,
I'm gonna go with that one. Let's go with that one.
You know what? I was thinking the same thing. Like I was thinking that same thing. I'm gonna say week in the past. If I could go and find the place when I struggled most with like insecurity and telling myself lies or believing lies about me and lack of the healthy esteem. If I could go and pinpoint that time, that week when those things were introduced to me, I would go there, address those things, and then set myself up for hopefully to be able to live in the future.
That's good. You know what I'm saying?
So since both of you said a week in the past, I'm gonna take it a step further and then say, then if you would go, and it doesn't have to be the same week. I'm not trying to pinpoint it down to that week, but let's go back to the past. If there was one decision that you would have made different, what decision would that be?
Not to cheat. Not to cheat. Not to cheat.
Okay.
Hey, we told
there's
y'all.
different types of cheating. There's cheating on your taxes.
I love how you see, Jontez. That's what's up. Yeah.
So
you said not cheating on my taxes. No, not cheating on my wife.
Got you.
Oh.
Let's keep it a buck,
that's
man.
honest.
Let's keep it a buck.
Let's do
These
it.
dudes out here wilding. Come on, man. If I knew cheating, if cheating make the person you love or cheated on feel anything like you feel when you lose that person, hey, bro.
Whoa.
That's a whole that's a cold feeling right there. You feel so the biggest decision one of the biggest decisions I would have made not to cheat. Second biggest decision I would have made not to spend a lot of money frivolously.
Oh man.
Dang it. Like 18,000
at one time.
80,000 in 1 year.
But 18,000 on one night.
On one day.
I can.
No, you did.
Yeah, go hard, go bad. You know what I mean? So
you
that would
went
be my
hard.
decision.
I was there for one of those.
Listen,
But John says you were there. I believe when it happened.
Let me tell you something, because he was not lying.
Nothing
I'm
like
not gonna I'm not gonna put him too much in our business, Montez. It was one of them nights. It was a day, and the story was we flew from Virginia Beach from Timberland Studio to LA to work with 3 6 Mafia. It's when 3 6 Mafia just won the Oscar. And me and the little homie John Spiver, shout out to little John, we go in the studio and we get it done. We get the record done within a couple of hours, because John, they stayed in the hills it was a house on Mulholland, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we get the record done. It was supposed to be a 3-day session. Nah, we got that thing done like that. And this is when labels was still footing the hotel bills, the incidental bills, and things of that sort. But I was still being extra because they only gonna give you so much on them incidental bills. I called Jontez, and Lil John was already with me. It was 3:00 in the afternoon. We started ordering bottles.
Ordering.
Not ordering. We was ordering.
Yeah, was ordering.
We was ordering bottles. And man, that night didn't end to what did you say, like 3 or 4 in the morning?
Yeah, it was probably 3 or 4 in the morning.
Oh, y'all did a shift.
A whole shift. Medical shift.
Oh, it was a food too. It was.
Medical shift.
And that's when I knew, look, don't ever let Jontez drink no more. That's when I learned. I was like, you know what? That's my homie. That's when I found out both of my homies was terrible drunks.
Oh my God.
That's
You gonna put him on there?
I don't care. It's the truth.
I'm sure we've talked about this before.
That's when I found out, that's when I found out both of my homies was terrible drunks. And it was bad. I was like, yo, this can't. And there was so much stuff happened that night. Random women knocking on the door. It was just,
y'all were like, what's that movie? Was it not Jackass? The Hangover.
The Hangover in Vegas.
It could have been a Hangover movie.
Y'all was the Hangover.
Definitely. It could have been a Hangover movie. Because we were definitely turned like that. And he told me, I'm finna go home. I was like, bro, nah, you might not. You just lay on it. Because I had a suite. It was a nice big suite. And I was like, yo, just lay on the couch for a little bit, bro. Don't
lay down.
Be like, nah, I'm going to go. Listen. Hey, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna try to mimic him. I'm gonna go home. I said,
what? No, you will not.
Hey man, I'm gonna go home. I was like, nah, bro. Nah, bro. You
right.
You don't. You gonna. I don't care. I don't even think you can walk down the hallway straight. Listen, it was a night to behold. You hear me?
Oh.
Like they say on TikTok, we had ourselves. We had ourselves a time last night. Listen, that was one of them nights you wake up the next morning, you rubbing your eye like, man, what happened?
Yep.
It was one of them nights. So yeah, one of my big, if I could not do is spend so much money frivolously and not cheat on my wife.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Those are big life lessons, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What I'm excited about is that I'm happy that I learned the lessons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't have to go through them again.
Yeah.
And that's why you can talk about them in the way that you're talking about them. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I feel like I heard somebody one time, I ain't going to say who, I hold him in high regard. He said, man, listen, sometimes I feel like my life is not my own. Sometimes
my life is not my own.
No. Solo time. She's got a solo. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
No,
Please find that woman.
That particular, when he said that, I didn't understand at the time. But now that I've gone through what I've gone through, I recovered from what I've recovered from, like my phone rings with people saying, man, how do you deal with this? Or what you think about that? Or how, and I'd be like, did I really have, that was, what I just went through was something that I had to go through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, those are my two.
Oh, was it two?
What you got? It was supposed to be one. I was just being extra.
Okay, so that means I don't have to do two, right?
You don't have to do two, no, man.
Yeah. And can you repeat the question? Because I want to make sure I give you the right.
Repeat the question, Alex.
Empirical data for 200, Alex.
So I was just saying that since both of you chose to go in the past, what one decision would you make different? Or what? Yeah. What?
Okay. All right. So when you asked the question, something popped up in my mind, and I was like, nah, I ain't going to speak on that. But then it just came back again. And so I'll just say this. I had a situation where somebody hurt my heart pretty bad. Mm-hmm. And I ended up in a screaming, cussing match with this person. And I was way off. Like, when I say I was off, like I shouldn't have reacted or responded the way that I did.
Yeah.
Mm.
And right.
Okay, I get so emotional, baby. I let this person get me like.
That's the one you gonna go. That's the song you chose.
Emotions make you cry sometimes, baby. Hey,
okay, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay,
I'm emotional.
We can do this for days.
And I can't let you go.
Oh, is that Carl Thomas?
Carl Thomas.
Yes, ma'am.
On to you.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Hey,
all right.
What was it?
Come on, let's get back to it.
You had a friend.
Listen, okay. Come on now. She's finna go down the road. She's gonna go down the road.
Listen, I'm gonna play that record when we finish because that was a jam. But real talk, I let this person get me just off. When I say I was off, not off in defending myself, because what you're not gonna do is disrespect me. But I responded and reacted in the wrong way, and I let my emotions get the best of me. In fact, I was so mad. I got on the plane the next day and flew to LA. I was like,
because you were that mad? Because you were that mad?
I was really hurt.
Sometimes people can push you to that level.
Yeah, because I really, this is gonna sound real bad, but I really wanted to hurt this person.
Yeah.
And
that's bad.
That's
reality. That's the reality.
That's
of it.
off base for me. Like, because I try to not go there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try not to allow anybody to push me there. But I got there. But anyway, so I forgave this person in my heart, and it took some time.
Wow.
It did.
Okay.
Like, it probably took all the way up until like last week. But it took some time. Surprise. If you're watching.
So check this out.
But you made me mad.
Yeah, I hear you. So check this out. Speaking of which, King, you kind of touch base on it right there, but there's a word, emotional intelligence. When I say that, what does that sound like to you? How do you take that? Do you have it? Have you obtained it? Are you working on it? What is emotional intelligence for you, King?
For me, emotional intelligence, when I hear that term, that phrase, that statement, those words together, making the right decisions. You're not making an emotional decision. I would give you one of the worst emotional decisions I've ever made in my entire life. When me and my ex-wife separated, I was so emotional. I left a house. Lane came over, helped me sell some stuff. Everything else, I just left in the house. I had a whole gym in the house, everything. And I just got in the car and drove to Atlanta. I ain't had no place to stay, nothing. I didn't have no plan or anything. I was like, I'm going, You know what I mean? So, and to answer the question, have I obtained emotional intelligence? I think it's an everyday battle for me because I am an emotional person, period. By nature, I'm an emotional person. If the, people are like, oh man, why are you yelling? I'm not yelling. Sometimes I speak emphatically, and I talk with my hands, as you can see, and then sometimes I speak very matter of fact, and it's it's not that I'm angry or anything, but I'm trying to get my point across. So sometimes my emotions might come out. You know what I mean? As of late, I've been very emotional, sad wise, because mom's birthday coming up, holidays, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
So it's been a to answer the question, have I obtained emotional intelligence? I'm working on it. Yeah. I'm better than I was. Therapy costs a lot of money. Therapy costs a lot of money. So yeah, I'm way better than I was. And like in the words of James Brown, it was funny because I got this from a movie. I like looking at movies. I'm a movie buff. And the movie about James Brown, when Chadwick Boseman was playing James Brown, and James Brown said, "Don't let nobody bring you out of yourself."
Yeah.
Where was that quote when I was cussing and screaming?
I was like, yo, because, and also another thing I've read recently, I think this was like last week I read this. An emotional person is easy to control.
Yes. Yeah.
You say the wrong thing, you say the right thing at the wrong time, they're going to react how you want them to react.
Yep.
Which is emotional intelligence.
Which is, yeah. So you got to know how to, emotional intelligence can be a chess game. It can be a chess match in a relationship. It can be a chess match in business. It's a chess match. You're like, let me see if that's why I hate when people try to gaslight. Don't gaslight me.
Yeah. Don't
gaslight me because I'm going to cuss you out. I'm like, man, boy.
On site.
Fuck you and your mama.
I'm going to show you some gaslighting. Yeah.
I hate it because gaslighting is a part of that whole emotion, because if you can control yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
That's when they get mad. And see, that's what I do love to do. I love to do when I keep myself under control. See?
Yes.
When I'm because they expect me to be emotional because they see me be passionate about music. They see me be passionate about audio and passionate about this, that, and the third. So when I'm control myself when they come at me,
Yeah.
In a negative way, it's like, oh, they get really, really mad. Story time. I got a whole nother story.
So let me ask you this then. In that moment, because I think this is important, because I do think this is also a part of mental health, being able to control that and what I would say like master emotional intelligence. But when you've encountered those moments that you decided to stay in control, what was it that was going on in your mind? Because people know your buttons, people know to trigger you or how to trigger you, and if they don't know you at all, there's something they're doing that just triggers you. What is it that you tell yourself mentally to not let yourself get out of that?
All right. Say some friends. I'm gonna need a pass on this one. What it is for me at that point, this is what I say to myself. Boy, calm the fuck down now. Because this can go real bad real fast.
Self-talk.
Yeah. It can go real bad real fast because I go from 0 to 100. My ex-wife used to say, you have no middle ground. I don't.
Yeah.
I either fool with you or I don't.
Right.
I don't even know how it was in the Bible. You lukewarm, he'll spew you out his mouth. Listen, don't be lukewarm with me.
Yeah.
You be hot. You fool with me or you don't fool with me. So for me, having made mistakes, emotional mistakes that cost me a lot. Like I'm talking literally cost me a lot.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose anymore. So I tell myself to calm down. It's funny because now I have trigger words. Yes, like you said, people know. And there's certain words when people start saying certain things, I'll be like, oh, okay, I see what's going to happen. I know where they're going.
Emotional intelligence.
Real story. This is when I knew I started growing emotionally. I was working at a church, of all places. And I was the front of house engineer. And this one particular guy, I guess he didn't agree with, I don't know what he didn't agree with. He just didn't agree with me. And I get called into the HR office and he says, King, listen, man, we want to let you know we're going to have to let you go. We're going to dissolve the whole position. And I was like, and this, I promise y'all, this is what I did. He was sitting here. HR guy was sitting to my right. He says, we're going to dissolve the whole, we're going to let you go. We're going to dissolve the whole position. I said, okay, cool. I crossed my legs, looked at the HR guy and said, okay, so now what's next? The look on this guy's face, he turned as red as you could ever turn. And in my mind, I heard Dave Chappelle's voice. Gotcha, bitch.
Oh my God. Because they were expecting something different.
He was expecting the angry black man. He was expecting to, and I'm gonna tell you, and it was funny because I had this feeling he was expecting that. This is what I didn't know till after the fact. Me and the HR guy had lunch, dinner, something like that. And for him to tell me, he said, don't you know he had police on standby just in case you blew up and went crazy?
Wow.
So at that moment, I was like, yeah, this emotional intelligence thing is a fool. I love it. That means I got the power. You don't control me like that. I'm not going to act the way you expect for me to act.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love emotional intelligence. I'm still growing with it. It's a everyday thing. Some of us who grew up without a father, without a mentor, like I never had a mentor, like ever in life, like legit never had a mentor. Someone who can say, hey man, you need to calm down, chill out, this happened. I've had to learn everything the hard way.
Yeah.
And so me being emotional has cost me a lot. And yeah, I'm like, some people might say, oh man, you too old to be, well, those of us, we might be old and you're probably right, but at least we learning it. You know what I'm saying?
You're still here. You can't. Yeah.
But I understand. I get what they're saying. I've actually said that. I mean, somebody actually said that to me. I get it because some people at my age are way more emotionally intelligent, way further along down the road because they had that guidance. They had that, they had that rearing. They had that, I didn't have that. Like I left home at 16 and I was just roaming the streets at 16 years old by myself. Could nobody tell me nothing. So in order for me to learn all these things, it came, but it came later in life. You know what I'm saying? So look, if I can tell anybody anything, Control your emotions, man. Don't let nobody control you. In the words of James Brown, don't let nobody bring you out yourself.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm sorry.
Wow, that was good.
No, don't apologize. That was good.
Surprise, surprise. That song is stuck in my head.
Surprise, surprise.
Listen, did you see the video of the lady?
Yes, that's why I'm doing this. Surprise, surprise.
I remember, because the first time I heard that was Jim Carrey doing it on In Living Color.
Yes.
But then when I seen the actual lady do it, I was like, this is absolutely great. This is amazing.
Yes, it's the maroon dress for me. Yes, and the hair.
Yeah.
Oh, anyways, squirrel. Yeah.
Right. No, that was good
squirrel
stuff,
moment.
man. That was good stuff. I definitely think we need to be able to dig into those topics, because it is that's real life, man. And I got to tell y'all this funny story. And the reason why I'm even asking this is because I was.
Hold up, time out.
Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, you don't hear many Jontez, you don't hear Jontez stories often, baby. Y'all better hold on to your seat, man. We got us one. Here we go, baby.
It's gonna be this is gonna be
story time.
So I'm at Costco, right? And I'm kind of in a hurry. You go to Costco and there's so many people in there just trying to get in, get out. I'm just trying to get in, get out. I turned down one of the aisles, and there's this guy there, had to have been like maybe in his 60s, maybe early 70s, but I don't think so. I don't think he was that old. And he farted so loud right in front of me. And I got so pissed.
Surprise, surprise.
You talk about surprise, face ass.
So I said, me with my non-emotional intelligence.
You said something to him.
Oh, I did. Oh, I absolutely did. I said, so we just gonna let gas out anywhere. This what we gonna.
What he say?
I said it loud as
what
he farted was as loud as I said it. I wanted his response to hear me.
I want to know his response. What's his response?
He turned around. I think he was embarrassed because I don't think he saw that I was behind him. But I'm like,
so wait. Let's stop. Hold on. Don't fault that man, because we've all done it.
Yeah, but I look around
your
me
stomach
to
hurt.
nobody's there.
Everybody on this pod done did it.
Who is we all?
Lane, John,
you gotta be aware of
me.
your surroundings. It's called situational awareness. I got a situation.
But we've all
I'm
been
aware. Nah, player.
We all went down the aisle like, oh my God, hold on, wait a minute.
We have.
I got on the elevator.
I don't like you. I don't do that, because I don't know who. Right. I hate the elevator part.
I do,
because somebody got to walk on after you.
Right.
Somebody got to walk on after you. Oh, that's terrible. And you like. Yeah. And then guess what? Here's what really make you mad. The smell is still on there. Then somebody get on the elevator after you. They think it's you.
You have to disclaimer it.
Yeah, like, hey, that wasn't me. That was not.
That smell is riding the floor.
When I got
4, 5, 6, 7, back down to 1. Oh my God.
That is not. Be like, ma'am, sir. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I did not do that.
I be carrying
so he was embarrassed, John?
Oh man, I was so pissed.
But he was embarrassed,
and I'm sure. I don't know, because he kind of like turned around and looked at me, and I'm still talking all the way down the aisle. Like, you gonna do this in my face? I'm going. I'm going.
Like a black auntie.
Yes,
like,
you know how.
John, did you walk?
You could have went around.
Huh?
You walked through?
No, he like literally like I'm standing right behind him. He farted, and I went around him like this. I beat it. I didn't get to smell it, and I didn't want to. I went around him, and I
wait a minute, man.
And I was pissed.
We are not about to talk about this man flatulence on the show.
We're not. Reverend Flatulence was in my face, man.
My stomach.
My
stomach
I couldn't.
hurt so bad.
So yes, it got the best of me, and I spoke. And I need to learn how to chill out. But in that moment, is it okay sometimes to let your emotions go ahead and ride out?
It's never okay. It's never okay.
Well, I think it depends. If it's gonna be hurtful to somebody, then that's not okay.
Okay, he was hurtful to me, so I was gonna be hurtful back. That's what it was.
And I believe that.
That's pettiness.
It is petty.
That is just childish.
It was so petty too, because I wouldn't shut up at that point.
Oh, you just gonna fart in my face, nigga?
Right. I would have been like, oh my God, was that you?
No, you wouldn't. You would have been like,
And my friend that was with me, Trung was with me. He's dying laughing because he's super quiet. HR, like nothing is gonna, and he's dead.
Yeah.
All walking all the way
I would have
down.
let him. I'd have did it too. I'd have walked in front of him and let one rip.
So you just have yours in the can, just ready to go at any given moment?
I mean, sometimes you gotta let them. That's how you gonna play with me. I'm gonna go ahead and get it.
It's like over here. The clumps.
Oh my God,
ladies and gentlemen, please forgive us for talking about this.
No, don't forgive us.
Please forgive us because we're talking about flatulence. We don't want to have a topic about flatulence. Okay?
Yes, we do because y'all are doing it.
No, we don't.
They're probably doing it right now while they're watching this.
I'm going to stop right now. I'm gonna stop. She was talking about.
But my stomach is hurting. This is so funny.
Well, like she got it for it. No,
actually, I don't. But But if I do, I have room spray.
Jesus!
She's
ready for it.
Listen, because
you
cannot think around me.
It's hard to embarrass me, and she's embarrassing me.
No, I would be like I just if I walk in a room and it stinks, I'm like, Trader Joe's, y'all. Trader Joe's, y'all can become a sponsor of this show if you want to, because here we go. Ooh, that smells
good.
Trader Joe's, really?
Yes, it's a lemon and myrtle spearmint oil.
Myrtle.
Oh wow.
What is myrtle? I thought myrtle was a name people made up for a man girdle.
Oh.
It could be the name of somebody's great aunt. It could be. You know what?
Myrtle.
I'm not doing
Myrtle.
it today.
Man,
I'm not doing it today,
Myrtle.
so
I think Skims makes myrtles now. Skims makes myrtles.
We talked about.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to explore
the
this
Kim
brand.
Kardashian thing.
Do I need to check into this Skims thing? Because we have talked about this before.
Yeah.
We talking about random stuff right now, y'all. Please,
so random. So random.
We have
Myrtle.
We got to bring it back.
Anyway.
We got to bring it back to topic. Lane,
yes,
you
we do.
have somebody to
But-
introduce us to.
Ooh, I'm so glad y'all let me off the hook. Yes, we do. We have a special guest, guys. We have a special.
Hold on, wait. I want to be here for this. Hold on. We're gonna let's cut right here, right.
Listen, we have a special guest, guys. We have a special guest.
Special guest, guys.
And
okay, I'm sorry.
Do y'all like this voice? Like, King, I know you like this voice because you're always doing voices.
I hate it.
Just like I hate your, I hate that voice too.
That's how people be sounding to me. And I don't know what's going on. But introduce your special guest. Introduce our special guest, man.
First of all, hold on. I don't know who people is, but that's funny. Anyway, so we do have a special guest, y'all. We have Darius Fentress with us, joining us.
Look at the glitter in her eye. Look at her eyes, Glenn. Look at her eyes. She loves it.
You know what? You finish introducing him. How about that?
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one, the only, Darius Fentress.
Thank you. Insert applause here. Yes. All right. I'm going to shut up and let's just have fun.
That's her man. That's her man. She gonna stick by.
Would you shut up? I'm gonna stick by him.
She trying to be professional. She don't want to say who I am.
That's her man.
First of all, okay,
that's her man, and she gonna stick by him. That's her man, and she gonna stick by him.
First of all, why would you say I'm trying to be professional? I don't want to tell people who you are. That is not synonymous.
Hey, Jontez, let's fall back. Let them have a marriage.
First of all, shut up, King, because you started this. First of all, because I am professional, I can tell people that we are married. Hello, somebody. Thank you very kindly. I'm just trying to give way to
happily
yes
married.
Well, praise the Lord. I'm trying to give way to this moment because yes, y'all, we have Darius Fentress in the house, and yes, I'm married to him. We'll be married 17 years in a couple months, if I'm getting that right.
Yeah, 17
years. He's
17.
And I was at the wedding.
He was.
Yes, you were. You were there.
It's funny because I don't remember.
That was the most beautiful. I said, I've been seeing her a long time. I said, that's the most beautiful she ever looked. I was like, oh, that's so sweet. She tried to put her face on and everything. You know what I'm saying? It was cute.
You know what?
That's not underhanded.
It was an Asian theme, wasn't it? It was an Asian theme where the colors was red. It was red and burgundy. And I remember.
You remember those details.
My grandmother made that dress and I still have it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Because it was a beautiful wedding. I ain't gonna lie. It was a beautiful wedding. It really was.
Well, thank you.
Oh, man. Thank you.
Appreciate that. All right. And I'm out.
So look, she embarrassed. She blushing.
I'm not embarrassed. Child, I was the one that planned the thing.
She love her man, y'all. She love her man.
This is why I'm finna go away. I'm just let y'all talk because y'all fixing to be acting up. Ain't nobody got time for that. And I'm hungry.
I'm a blessed man. I say that.
Oh, bye, Shy. I hate when she start blinking her eyes. I can't stand that.
You love it. It's your favorite
Jesus.
look.
Oh, I can't stand it.
Anyways,
what's up, D? What's up?
What's going on? What's going on?
What up? Man, I'm happy to be on the show, man. You know, I've been able to witness firsthand what you guys have been doing, and it's been amazing, man. So I'm really happy to be a part of it.
We thank you for being a part of it. We thank you for being a tech guy when you being a tech guy. We thank you for
right.
Troubleshooting
my issues.
He came with the package, ladies and gentlemen. He came with the package.
Yep.
Hey, that's what we do. That's what we do. You know, it's funny because, you know, in our line of work, you never know what kind of stuff you have to do to be successful. Right. And, you know, so I'm finding out that, you know, I'm learning how to be a lighting guy. I'm learning how to be a videographer. I'm learning it all. So I'm happy for it, though.
He's a photographer, videographer,
set designer.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Wow.
Jontez, what we got for him, man? What we got for him?
Well, for this particular guest, we kind of wanted to pick your brain about some stuff, man.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Darius, if you will, tell people who you are, what you do, and the family you come from, and people in your family.
All right.
And don't be humble either.
So,
don't be humble.
Right.
And don't be humble.
Okay. All right. So
don't be humble. That's funny. He is humble.
No. We know it, but don't be.
I can't help.
We don't want that right now. Let's go.
Not today.
I got you. You want me to brag a little?
Give it to him.
All right.
Swag.
All right. So again, y'all know my name is Darius Fentress. I'm a percussionist, a producer, and engineer. That's how, in a nutshell, I explain who I am and what I do. A lot of people may know me from being a percussionist for my Uncle Fred Hammond. I played percussion for Fred for many, many years. Was part of a lot of great projects, a lot of great tours. Worked with a ton of artists through face-to-face productions, and so from I started with Fred when I was 19 years old. I was like fresh out of my first year of college, and man, it was funny because I was living in Portland, Oregon. I grew up in Portland. I'm from Detroit, but I grew up in Portland.
I didn't know that.
I was man. So I had graduated high school in 1998. In '99, I went back to Detroit to visit my brother Brian. He was back in Detroit for a couple of years already. He was about to graduate high school. He's a year behind me. So I went to his graduation in Detroit, and I never went back to Portland.
Yeah.
Because what happened was I was there, and I was chilling at my Uncle Fred's house, my Aunt Kim's house, and Fred came back in from, I don't know, he was out of town or something, and he knew that I played percussion. So he just asked me straight up if I wanted to stay for the summer and hang out, you know, on the weekend shows that they were doing, kind of be the roadie, kind of drum tech and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, absolutely, I'll do that.
Wow.
That's what I wanted to do. I had been wanting to go back and just plug in like that. And he asked me to do it. So the first show that I ever like helped out was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And like I just did all the roadie stuff. And then after we came back from Milwaukee, Fred was like, you know what? I know you play. I want to put you in with the guys doing a rehearsal to see how you do. And man, you talk about, I was excited and scared at the same time.
That's a good feeling, though.
And man, it was electric.
Wow.
So I got in there. We actually went to Guitar Center. Fred took me to Guitar Center and bought everything that I needed because all my stuff that I had was back in Portland.
That's super dope.
And man, it was dope, man. Like he invested in that because he knew I had the passion for it. He just wanted to make sure that I had the skill to hang, right? And so, man, I got in that rehearsal, and they felt that I was good enough to hang with them. And the very next show was in Chicago, Illinois. My first show with Fred Hammond in RFC, 1999. Wow. They were fresh on the high of the Pages of Life, man.
So big shows.
I got in. I got in like at the golden era, basically, of Fred and RFC.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's when I used to. I ain't gonna lie. I used to watch a lot of live music videos, and I can remember a lot of these videos and seeing at these shows. And if I'm not mistaken, let me see if I'm right or wrong. You were to the left of Marvin McQuitty, were you? Oh.
On which video?
Hell, I don't know.
Flex.
Yeah, so
big flex, right?
Which one?
Which video, Playboy?
No, for real. On yes, you're right, King. I was to the left of Marvin. So if you're looking at the video, I'm to the right.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Uncle Marv.
Marvin, shout out, man. Rest in peace. So Darius, that's
my big.
What do you love to do most? If I can ask this question right quick. Do you love mixing more or playing more?
Oh, man. That's a tough question, man. So it depends, man, because like in the season that I'm in right now, I'm really excited about mixing. I don't know. It's just I've grown to love this space so much. But man, you put me in the right situation, man, playing wise. Oh man.
Yes.
That's a passion that will never die for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think equally, man. I loved it both.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yep.
I was just curious, Mr. Producer. I didn't mean to throw us off forever right there. I was just curious. So Montez, where we at now? Where we at?
So now that you've told us who you are, and you honestly didn't mention a lot of the stuff that you did, because I know that you've also been on tour with
like he's been real humble.
Yeah, and
Tyler Perry plays.
I literally said don't do that, but
he did it. Just
okay. Well, listen, I'll put it up there.
Big Flex did. Big Flex.
Name drop, like this name drop some people that you've worked with.
Okay. So obviously I said Fred Hammond. With that like commission, I did the commission thing. I got a chance to work on 2 tours with Tyler Perry Medea shows. So I did Medea Gets a Job, and I did the Medea Farewell Tour, which was one of the funnest tours I've ever done. I had so much fun on that tour. And let's see who else. I played with Jill Scott. I did a show earlier this year with.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I am so still in love with Jill Scott.
Who isn't?
Oh, bro.
Like, let me tell you something. I promise you. I told somebody one time, I said, man, if I see Jill Scott.
It's on site.
Listen, I'm going to shoot.
You go shoot.
Listen, I'm going to shoot.
And I want to be there to witness it.
Listen, whether she say yes or no, I'm shooting.
You should definitely.
Let me tell you something. So I'm a happily married man.
We good. Look, we good. You don't even have to.
Let me tell you something. Jill Scott. See, you got to think like she's beautiful, right? But she's so like personable, and like she's just like I don't know.
That's how I know.
She's so nice.
How I know we'll get along. Hey, look here, Jilly from Philly, sweetheart. If you see this episode,
holla
at your boy. My name is King. You know what I'm saying? That's what my mama named me. You know what I'm saying? Holla at me,
King. Let me tell you what happened. So,
okay.
Let me tell you what happened during one of the shows I did with Jill. I'm trying to. I can't remember if I was in. We did a show in Atlanta. I think it might have been in Atlanta.
That's the one.
So it's a time of the night where she's introducing a band, right? And so I'm a sub on the show. I'm taking my boy that usually plays had another show. He brought me in, so I'm just getting to know everybody. So she's introducing the band, and she gets to me. She's like, "Hey y'all, this is Darius Fentress on percussion. Y'all, ain't he cute?"
See what I'm saying? Don't play with me like that.
King would have walked off that rig.
I'd been like, say, look here, what's happening? Listen. Nah, I'd have waited.
Excited. I was so excited when he told me.
I'm too cool to be embarrassed, so I'd have been like, yeah, she said it.
Yeah.
Remember what you said.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm cute,
right.
I bet that. Listen.
No, but so that was crazy for me for that to happen. And then like to hear like some of the screams in the audience, I was like, okay, I can't do all this.
Shoot, I would have been like, yeah, it was me.
Laying up there to my, that's my man, and I'm gonna stick by him.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, girl, you ain't blind. Ain't nobody stupid because Jilly
That's
bad.
him.
Too,
Right,
so,
right.
That's him. That's him. That's mine.
Okay.
Yeah, you ain't blind, child. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
Look at her. She look.
Yeah.
Look at her cheeks. Look at her
yeah,
cheeks. She blushing. Montez, she blushing. Look.
I'm not blushing.
Hey, look.
I am incredibly secure.
Look.
So I don't.
Nobody's saying you nothing.
And she ain't got no reason to not be secure either.
Jesus.
So let me just put that right there.
Yeah. I was like, I'm glad she acknowledged the fact that you cute.
All right.
Anyway,
y'all
who else have you played for? Jilly, Billy.
Okay, let's see. I played a show in Doha, Qatar this year with John Legend.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun.
You went to Qatar?
Yeah,
I got invited to Qatar.
Bro, let me tell you,
part of this year, and I was like, the relations between Qatar and America is too much. I'm a little nervous.
Tell him.
Bro,
Tell him.
Look, I had a great time over there. They treated us like royalty, bro. They brought, like, we flew business class there and back. It was dope.
Yeah.
Cause it's one of the cleanest places I've ever seen. And man, the food was great. The people I met was great. I would go back. It's really because it's on the same peninsula as like Dubai and Abu Dhabi, so it's got that money like that.
Yeah. I got a friend that lives. I got a friend that's from Kuwait, and he's like, King. I met him in London. King, brother, you should come over here, brother. I'm telling you, you would love it over here. I was like, yeah, no, I'm cool. The relations between America and other countries, I'm a little nervous right now. I don't know.
I feel that. I can't lie. I've been blessed to go a lot of places in the world, man. Been to South Africa. I've been to Nigeria 3 times.
So touring,
I've been to Australia.
You love touring?
You know what, man? When I was younger, I really loved it. Right? I was single. It was just really fun. Right? Now, I don't really necessarily like. I'm not one of the guys that's like want to be out there on the road for a long time. But if it's the right tour, the right people, then it's enjoyable and I can do that. But I would prefer to not have to be on the road as much.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's
but that's just where I'm at.
Here's one of the questions that I wanted to ask is like, you've been on the road, like what's the longest period of time that you've been on the road?
I think 6 months at a time.
And that's kind of typical, right? That's typical for tours, world tours, whatnot, like to be on the road that long.
Yeah.
Like I know even
6 months though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know even like when you get a cruise ship, when you know the cruise ship performers when they go on, I believe it's a 6 month. Y'all can correct me.
6 month tour.
Yeah, if I'm wrong.
It is.
So let me ask you this: what is it like when you're on the road like that? How do you make the transition coming from the road going back home?
So that's a great question. when I was younger and single, coming back home, it was difficult just trying to find your footing. So you got to put it in this perspective. When you go on tour, most of the time you're probably making more money than you make normally from like in town gigs, right? And then you compare that to what people make on like regular type jobs. It's more money than anybody makes, right? So you have to adjust yourself from making a lot of money for a concentrated amount of time to coming back home and not making a lot of money for however long. Like I've been fortunate to where I've been able to go on a lot of tours in my music career, but man, I've gone periods where it's been 5 years in between tours.
Jesus.
Right? So you got to be one of those guys that's like out every year.
Does it teach you how to manage your money?
It should teach you how to manage your money.
Okay.
Now, can you do that is the question.
Yeah.
Now, when I was younger, I blew through everything that I made. And so I was around here, which y'all was talking about earlier, about going back in the past. One of the things I would do is tell myself to save money.
or invested
right?
properly.
Invested properly, but
Listen properly.
I just didn't have the information.
Yeah.
I didn't have that information when I first got
Yeah.
on. But now that's what I do. If I know I'm going to be out for an extended amount of time, I'm saving and investing majority of that
Yeah.
money.
Okay.
I'm paying off debt, whatever I have to do to come off that tour better than I went.
That's good.
And a perfect example for us when I did the Medea tour back in 2019, man, I came off of that tour and we was able to buy a house.
Yep. That's where we are now.
Oh, bye shot. Look at
incredible,
God.
man.
Look at God.
Yep.
So that's the kind of moves that you have to be able to make when you get opportunities
Yeah.
like that. So I hope like the musicians and people working on like the Renaissance tour, they were out for a long time.
Yes.
I'm sure they made a lot of
Yeah.
great money. I hope that they didn't blow through that money while they are out on the road.
Don't beat me up for this. What's the Beyonce Renaissance tour guy?
Yeah, Beyonce.
Yeah.
Beyonce, Taylor Swift, those are like the bigger shows that went out. So I hope that especially the younger people who are out on those shows, were able to make some wise decisions and save money and invest in money so they can have something to live on, because it's no guarantee that you'll ever go out on a tour like that again.
Right.
There's no guarantees at all.
Hey, Montez, let me ask you a question right quick.
Yeah.
I know there's a difference between road life and tour life, but how do you make that work for you? You know what I'm saying?
Are you guys saying, how do I make it work while I'm out on the road?
If somebody wants you to, because if they forgot, you're a mix engineer as well. You know what I'm saying? And a producer.
Right.
How does that work for you? When you're out on the road, do you have time to mix? Do you have quick templates you have set up, or do you give everything the same attention as you would if you were in your studio? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Great question. In the past tours that I've done, I've kind of been like just singularly focused. So if I'm out on tour, that's what I'm doing. Right. But now I'm just in a different place in life. So if I was given the opportunity to go out on the road, I would have to have a mobile system for me to be able to mix.
Right.
And I know how to manage my time well. So like on most tours, the first couple weeks, they're dialing in stuff. We're having to be at sound check a lot.
Right.
But man, once that thing going, we don't have to be at sound check. So most of the time, call times will be later in the day. You have travel days. So I would make sure that I have like a laptop, and my favorite tool, one of my favorite tools right now that I use even at home, is the Stephen Slate Audio VSX headphones.
Okay. See, hold up, you pushing us forward, because that's what we're finna go. That's what we want to know.
Right.
We want to know what's your process of mixing. Like if I send you a record right now, vocals, all stems, all the files. What's your process? How do you go about mixing a record? How do you start your mix on a record? Do you listen to a rough of the record that they send you? Or, what I'm saying, what's your process? What's your gain stage, and what's your whole situation?
Okay. Yeah, so obviously I do listen to the rough. I try to ask questions of like, what do y'all want ultimately from this, for me mixing? Like, what kind of sound are you going for? So I listen to the rough, and then once I get all the files, I try to make sure that I'm organized, right? Because if I'm not organized, it's going to be difficult. So I have a template that I start with for every mix, no matter what. And it's basically more organization. So I have like different files and different folders for drums and bass and guitars and vocals, all laid out in a way that makes sense. So once I get all the audio files in the session, then I'll sonically start doing my gain stage, which for me always starts with drums and bass. I usually start there every mix.
Okay, it's time to nerd out now. Give us a second, y'all. Give us a second. Hold on. Give us a second.
Take your seconds.
Okay. Your gain staging. What's your level? Are you at a -12 gain stage? You at -18? Like what's your target volume?
Man, so it changes, King, honestly, from mix to mix. Because I like to mix into a limiter.
Oh,
right?
Okay. What's your favorite limiter?
Because right now, my favorite limiter is the God particle.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
I could, in fact, I could throw that plug-in on only on my mix bucks and be great.
Really?
I got some other stuff I put on there, but
I got a few things.
It's that good. It's that good. But so yeah, the God particle. So you talk about dB levels and stuff. I used to really nerd out on like making sure I'm hitting a certain dB level, right, or lux level, right. Honestly, man, I go for what feels right.
Gotcha.
So it's one record may feel a little hotter from a loudness perspective, but I just go with what feels right, man. Even like if the levels on the meters are like not distorting, but they're peaking. But if it feels right, I mean, then it feels right. So at the end of the day, I'm usually sending my mix to a mastering engineer somewhere between -10 and -8 dB.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's your final level mix?
That's my final level most of the time. It's in that range, right?
And I must be doing them wrong because I send mine at -6. Like you got, I don't go no higher than -6. I give them that much, just so they can have a little headroom. And the reason why I'm asking these questions is because as a producer, watch this, and I'm sure Jontez will experience this. You send this file, you have a mix and you have a vision, and this is my rough mix. I'm gonna send this session to you with the files, and then, sir, I don't want you to change what I'm sending you that much. This is what I'm going for. So when do you ever take any liberties when people send you files? Because a lot of mix engineers to watch this, and I think they do it purposefully so they can say, "Oh, I'm a producer as well."
Oh yeah,
when you're not really a producer, goofy. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Someone go, right, don't be goofy. Someone be like, "Oh man, I had produced that record." No, you didn't. You took it upon yourself to change how that sounded. So, do you ever take any liberties without the artist or the producer knowing?
Maybe.
On him, y'all.
It depends.
I got him, y'all. I got him.
It depends. And I don't want to say this too, like, I don't know. Some people send me stuff that just don't sound good. Right? I'm talking about produced. It's not produced.
Right.
Right?
Some people need it.
I will take some liberties in that sense. Now, if I get a record from you, King, I'm not doing that. Because
I'm done. I don't have
yeah.
Oh, you're Dave.
But I have to be aware of that kind of stuff because yes, you're right. The mix engineer is not the producer.
Right.
Now, for me, in a lot of music that I do, I'm producing and mixing my wife's music. So it's kind of I'm wearing two hats. But when I'm just strictly mixing, all my goal is to just make it sound good. I'm not changing any arrangements. I'm not adding like dropouts and stuff. I want the producer to do. In fact, I want the producer to tune the vocals. I want the producer to do all the dropouts. I don't want to do none of that.
And see, here we go. Now we nerding out, guys. Because this is what I'm saying. A lot of times, people just I'm gonna send it to the mix engineer because it depends on the session. Like I'm working on a couple sessions right now where I am the producer, but I take a mix engineer perspective. So when I do send it to somebody like Darius or and it's like, this is what I want it to sound like. So I'm going to take my own liberties because I'm producing this record. I'm gonna tune these vocals. I'm gonna line these vocals up. I'm gonna make sure this is the vision of the record. Like I don't just sit down and that's why I respect their engineers like Darius because they know what's supposed to sound good and how it's supposed to sound. So I try to say, you know what, let's make this job let's make it easier. You know what I mean? And Darius, let me ask you a question because I do this all the time, and I've had engineers be like, "Man, is there a limiter on this?" Yes, goofy, because I want it on there. I wanted to. Do you frown on producers sending you processed files already?
No, I don't frown on it. If it sounds good, then I'm okay with it. If it sounds bad, then we talking about something else, right? So if you send me files that are already processed, that just makes my job that much easier.
Absolutely.
All I'm doing is pretty much doing leveling, some automation here and there, maybe some EQ here and there, and that's it. So like I said, I prefer if I'm just the mix engineer, I want the producer to do the majority of the work, or I want to collaborate with the producer and let's make this sound how you want it to sound.
That's good. Yep.
Right. Yeah. And so thankfully we got a lot of tools now that we could do that efficiently if we're not sitting in the same room together.
Yes.
Yeah, but
okay.
Absolutely. So I try to be mindful of what my role actually is from project to project. Every song is different. Every mix is going to be different.
That's a good statement.
I'm not using the same plugins on every song. Now, my mix bus chain might stay the same for the most part, but like my vocal chain changes from song to song. What the plugins I use on drum changes from song to song.
Well, let me ask you this. Two things, because the producer got on the list, what's your favorite piece of gear of all time? But before we get there, what's your favorite? Give me your favorite compressor. Give me your favorite EQ.
Okay.
And give me your favorite reverb and delay.
Okay.
And why?
This is hard. Okay, my favorite compressor, I want to say, is the Distressor.
Why?
Okay, I like what it does. I tell you the way I use the Distressor mostly. I use it as a parallel comp for vocals most of the time, and I just hit that nuke. I just nuke the mess out of that thing, and I use it like as a like an additive like aux bus. So
do you ever just use it, put it on drums for color? Because I like the color. I like the color of Distressor.
Yeah, I have done that.
Okay.
But for the most part, I'm using the Distressor for like parallel compression. Another compressor that I like, I mean, the LA2A is a classic. The 1176, those are just classic. I think, like, you can really never go wrong.
Would you agree with this, that the LA2A is the easiest compressor in the world?
From it's the way it operates, yes. Yeah. You don't really have to do much for it to do what it does, right?
So what's your favorite EQ?
Okay, so EQ. Let's see here. I'm really liking this new it's an EQ made by Elosis. It's called the Air EQ. I use it on a lot of different things like my mix bus. I use it on vocal chains because you can really carve out what you need. And I'm talking like software based stuff. Right. I really like the Waves F6. It's a dynamic EQ. Yeah. Same thing. You can go in and put thresholds on different.
You telling me you're not a fan
bands.
of the FabFilter Pro EQ, the Pro Q3?
You know what? I do. I really like it, but I actually don't own that EQ. Yeah, I've been meaning to get it because I've worked with it before. I just don't own it because I got so much other stuff. I'm like, man, I don't need to buy another plugin.
But you know what's funny? Because I love this time of the year. I love Black Friday sales, and I love all because of the simple fact that I can get them for the low. You know what I'm saying?
Low.
I'm a huge fan of the Pro Q3 because, like you said, I like carving sounds. I like making sounds.
Yeah.
Jontez and Lane been knowing me for years. I'm gonna sample something, and if I'm gonna sample it, it might have a certain noise in it, but I need to take this noise out so I can clean it up. So that's why I advise, please, because I'm familiar with the F6. You know what I'm saying? But the F6, we only got 6 bands, whereas with the Pro Q, the Pro Q3, I can put however many bands I want to. I could go and I like tuning. I like tuning drums. By that I mean this: if the key is C major or C sharp minor or whatever, I go take the notes that's not in that scale.
Oh yeah.
And I notch those notes out just to bring up. Okay, that's we nerding out, y'all. We nerding out.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
That's like that's like surgical.
Yeah,
stuff.
I like being. Then that's the case. Then I'm Lane. Remember y'all used to call me a mad scientist. Remember that?
I still call you a mad scientist.
Listen, man, they used to call me that, right?
Hey.
So.
Hey, I'll tell you another one. Another one you like that I use a lot is it's a Slate plugin. It's a Infinity EQ. It's really similar to that.
I use that on my master bus because how I always start is I start with I always start with one of their presets. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
I get a preset and it's like okay, then I start start tweaking it from there. But yeah, I'm a fan of that Infinity EQ as well. I am a big fan of that.
Yeah.
So what's you got your favorite EQ, we got your favorite compressor. What's your favorite reverb and delay?
So reverb, I'm having a blank out right now on this verb that I'm using a lot. I can't remember the name of it, but I use it a lot.
How do you feel about the Valhalla?
Another one I use, Valhalla is great. I love that. I love that verb. It's like the color that it adds is so good, and they have another plugin I use as well for guitars mainly. And man,
it's a Valhalla
it just brings
plugin.
That body. It's a Valhalla plugin. Yeah. It just never go. I just like how it sounds. As far as delays go, ironically, I like the stock delay in Pro Tools.
Okay.
I use that a lot, and this one called Repeater. That's another Slate.
Yeah.
Repeater is like, it just does what I want it to do. You know, I could dial in settings and it just does what I want. Yeah. So that's a good one.
My two favorite delays is Soundtoys Echo Boy and the Valhalla delay. Okay. Absolutely amazing. Great colors, great. It does what it's supposed to do. It don't, and you know how some reverb and delays give you this whole metal sound if you start turning it up too much and it kind of gets real metallic.
Yeah.
It's very smooth, very warm, yeah, man. Okay. So back to the producer so he won't go off on me. What's your favorite piece of gear of all time? That's his question.
Yeah. And that's for both of you. That's for both of you. You as a mixing engineer, and then King as a producer. If there's one piece of equipment that you just absolutely have to have, or have had to have your career, or that you got to go. I mean, you got to take it with you. What is that?
You go,
man. So if we're talking about audio stuff and mixing. Right now, if I had to make that choice, well, I am making that choice. I'm going two things. It's in combo. I'm using the Slate ML1 microphone with virtual mix rack, and I'm using the VSX headphones as my mixing room.
Oh my God!
If I had those two things,
If I had to have one piece of gear, it's got to be an MPC, be a software or hardware. I got to have an MPC because it's a certain knock, it's a certain grunge. Like I literally use. There's a plugin called some people call it Decimore, others call it Decamore. And the fact that you can make your sound like an ASR 10, because if I know what ASR 10 sound like, because I used to have an ASR X, and I had an ASR 10, but ASR X was it for me. And because I, drum machine guy. And so if I had to have one, I'm gonna do with Darius. If I had to have two, if I can get two, an MPC, be a software or hardware, or Decimore or Decamore, however you want to pronounce it, plug in to give me that grit, that girth, that that growl, make your drums just, everybody like, can your drums just be knocking? I know, nigga.
Yeah, you turn me on to that, King, and I love it. I love the fact that you can go through all the different
the SP1200
that thing.
Like it's like SP1200 had a thing, Jontez, where SP1200, I think it was like 12-bit. So it has this certain character. And if you put that SP1200 field emulation on a hi-hat, it makes the hi-hat cut through and it gives the hi-hat a little extra body. And it's got this certain high-end top part of it that's going to just come through. So yeah, man, if I can have two, it's hard to break down for one. Yeah. You got to give me two. I'm going to need the MPC via software or hardware, and I'm going to need decimort, whichever one, however you want to pronounce it.
Now, I gotta throw this in. Because I'm also a percussionist, I have to have, if I had to pick one, I'm picking the hand sonic.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say it.
What's that?
Because it's an electronic percussion instrument. And because it feels like a real drum. Okay. You see me play a King? Yeah. So I could go pretty much go in any scenario and feel like I'm playing a real drum. That's another one I gotta have. And but I do want to throw this question to my wife too, like, cause she's very instrumental in the studio, and I want to ask her, out of everything that we do, out of everything that we use, what is your favorite that you like the most?
Man, I was really enjoying y'all's back and forth because it just took me back to my passion.
Girl, answer the question.
First of all, you're not going to tell me when to answer.
Yeah, your man asked you a question.
So that means shut up so I can answer it. Thank you.
Bet.
So first of all, thank you. I can first of all you all night. So my King, you got me acting up. So what my favorite thing like to use or
a microphone.
I mean, what do you like how do you like to hear when you hear yourself back, like what is it that you like about the tools that we have?
Jontez, let's sit back and just see what color the wall is gonna be. This is a husband and wife. Let's sit back on this. Let's see what's going on right here. Cause see, I think it's something else going on right here. I think it's something going on. I think he's setting it up for when the show over. Let's see what's going on.
I honestly, that's a really hard question because I love the creative liberties that we get to take. Hold on. I love the creative liberties that we get to take. I think probably one of the most important things, and King kind of said it's probably low-hanging fruit, is my microphone because of the types of emulations that it can do. That's probably my favorite thing is like discovering what works well for my voice because not everything works well and my voice doesn't sound great through all the different options that we have, but finding the sweet spot. And I hate to say it, but I can't recall the one that I use. I know Fred has the real thing.
The C800.
The C800.
Yeah.
That's the emulation that we use on my vocals. So.
Well, can I ask a question to the producer? I know we only got 10 minutes, and that's probably down to 5 now.
Yeah.
You being your own engineer and being a vocalist, what's your favorite microphone?
Oh, it depends. Well, it depends on. If this is for me, then it depends on if I'm singing leads or if I'm singing backgrounds. One of my favorites.
Big flex.
Well, it depends.
Big flex.
And then it also depends like how many stacks we're going to do because y'all know in the past.
He about to Michael Jackson them out. He going to Michael Jackson them out.
I'm real heavy on
Jackson
it.
certified.
For sure. To do backgrounds, I'm going to stick to that. To do backgrounds, one of my favorite mics. It's the old Blueberry. I think it's Blueberry.
Yes.
That one?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one that, man, I'd love that mic right there.
So listen, Saints and friends, I'm that old. I remember when he first got that mic and the first time hearing his voice on that microphone, I was like, that is the smoothest. Yeah. It had the smoothest top end. It wasn't harsh. Right. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It was so sweet. Now, my thing is for me, I love the emulation microphones these days because of Elam 251 on anybody's vocal. It don't matter the genre of music, sounds so good. You run that through a Tube Tech or Avalon 747 or 57, whatever it is.
Yep.
It sounds
37.
Sounds so good, bro. All right, so we can nerd out all day. I'm sorry, Mr. Producer.
I'll tell you this. For me, my headphones, that I have to have are these that I'm wearing now, these Sonys. I know they're cheap. They're $99. You can get them.
It's the classic. Them the classics.
They're the classics.
Solid.
But these things right here,
headphones.
I'll use them forever.
I love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I guess we've come to the end of another show, huh?
We have. I meant to tell you guys. You were mentioning the Middle East earlier. Did you guys know that that the people in Dubai don't like the Flintstones?
Squirrel.
Yeah. Did you know that? Speaking of,
are we on the show? Is this the same show?
Like, what just happened? What just happened?
But the people in Abu Dhabi do. Lane, you can take us out on that note.
You know what? I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna spare y'all, and I'm gonna find out information on why he knows this when we go off air. Because I'm so confused.
Let me say something. You made me drop my headphones. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Lane talking about Lane.
Listen. I do not like you right now. Somebody take us out of here. Lane, get us out of here.
You know what? Let me get it, because we need to have a meeting after this. So y'all make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, and hit the notification button. As my brother and my co-host says, mash. I love that he uses the word mash.
Mash the button.
Listen,
and we want to
mash the button. Yes.
Thank our guests for coming.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Darius Fentress. Big time homie. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's amazing.
Yeah.
If y'all need Darius, give people your Instagram handle, man, so they know where to go.
Yeah. So I'm at Darius Fentress on Instagram. You can find me there.
Where can they go where can they hit you up about a mix?
Hit me up at engineers.com. That's ENIGEEARS.com. You could go to my link in the bio on Instagram, book me for a mix, and you might get a good surprise for your first time. You never know.
Surprise, surprise!
Surprise, surprise. Okay.
Hey, man. Somebody get us out of here, man. We playing now.
Listen, I need a post meeting with Jontez after this because I need to understand this Flintstones thing. I want to thank Darius Fentress, who I am married to, for joining us today as a guest. And I also want to thank my brother and co-host, King Logan, phenomenal producer, who's going to take us out with this fire music. Until next time, peace and love, everybody.
Peace and love.